like right here. We built the big pumps, we built the big levees, we backfilled all this. This was naturally part of Lake Pontchartrain. What happens when the pumps of the levees quit? Yes, the lake came back. That's exactly what happened. So right here, according to the map where we are, there was 8 to 10 feet or 3 meters of floodwater. Left, right, single-story homes you'd see. Mostly the only thing at the water here are the rooftops. If you're sitting in the front, you might be able to see this. Naturally, the city of New Orleans tapers down into the lake. The lake starts here, and it keeps going down into the lake. Here, though, in front of us, it looks like it's tapering up. It is. This is where the filler starts. From here back is all filler. All this, from here back, is this edge of the bowl. This edge of the bowl doesn't exist naturally. It's all built by us. Think about this, like a bowl or maybe a boat. It's only going to hold up to the highest edge. So all the edges have to be the same height. So this edge of the bowl was built by us, that way we could maintain the water table here. If we didn't have this edge, the water just keep flowing in from the lake. When Katrina hit, like I said, the lake just came back. Now, coming up in about 2 blocks, we're going to cross over here where this highlighted yellow part is. That's a breach. We're going to cross over right where a breach happened. What we're going to see to the right, you'll see how low the houses sit. You're going to see the height of the water in the canal. It's the height of the lake, which is sea level. And then to the right, there's a section of levee that breached. The old levee is textured. Those little lines on there, looks like it's corrugated. The new replacement levee is smooth. To the right, there's a smooth section of levee, 250 feet or 80 meters right here. That shows where the breach was. One of many breaches. So look at how low the houses sit right there, the smooth sections of breach. And this shows the height of the lake, which is sea level. And it's very still too, which I guess is good. Now I'd like for you to look to the left, study the height of the water. That's roughly sea level, give or take a few inches. On the left, that's the height of the levee, obviously. Look at the water, the height of the lake. Look at the wall. Look at the height of the houses on this side. Good news, y'all. The house on the left on the corner is for sale. If you've been looking for some lakefront property, there you are. Right? Yeah. So naturally, the land comes down, down, down from the river, and then here we build it up. That creates a trough. We're in a trough right now. Look at the map of Gentilly. It says there's over 10 feet of water here. To the right, these houses are built before Katrina, built on or very near the top of the earth. To the right again, these houses are built after Katrina. I'm not going to tell you which ones. You can probably guess which of these are built after.
A brand new one.
I wonder, yeah. But right here, after Katrina, right where we are, floodwaters reaching 10, 12, and 14 feet, or more than 4 meters. On average, this is the lowest neighborhood in New Orleans. And again, 100 or so years ago, it didn't exist. This was part of the lake. One of the big problems that started before Katrina, a lot of us got to be complacent. We got used to hurricanes. They happen. Saturday, Katrina was a 3, heading somewhere between Mexico and Florida. We started preparing for every category 3 we'd seen up to that point. Here we had pop-up shelters, medical supplies, fields, and school buses. If the worst case comes, we're going to react to Katrina. Then Sunday, Katrina's a 5. And for the first time in New Orleans history, former Mayor Renegan declares the first ever mandatory evacuation 20 hours before landfall. Now, in theory, mandatory evacuation, great idea. Kind of hard to enact a plan you don't have. Despite repeated promises to the contrary, the Superdome is opened as a refuge of last resort, where we expect and prepare for 800 people. 800 people. Katrina hits, telephone lines, power lines, cell phone towers are gone. Bridges are missing, roads underwater. Through here, again, floodwaters reaching upwards of 14 feet or 4 meters. Half the Causeway Bridge, a 24-mile bridge, is knocked to the bottom of the lake. People in their houses are going to the rooftops. When the winds die down, people are going to their attics. When the winds die down, people are then going to the rooftops. From there, nowhere else to go. Army Corps, National Guard, Coast Guard, Air National Guard mobilized every helicopter they could find. Flying in, trying to pluck people off these rooftops. They start picking people up just to realize there's no place to put them. There's no relief center. There's no shelter. They start dropping people off on the elevated roadways. From there, people are then walking or wading to the dome. Dome is now missing a third of its roof.